Anna was a 25-year-old woman, a graphic designer, living a quiet life in a small countryside town. Her apartment was her sanctuary, decorated with soft colors and simple furniture that reflected her reserved personality. She enjoyed her routine, waking up early, having coffee, while listening to birdsong and working on her creative projects. All of that changed the day she received news of her grandmother, Donna Clara's death. Donna Clara had always been an enigmatic figure in the family. A widow for decades, she lived alone in an old house filled with furniture draped in sheets and dusty portraits. Anna had few memories of her grandmother, but the ones she did have were marked by a mixture of affection and unease. Donna Clara spoke little, and when she did, her words seemed to carry hidden meanings. After the funeral, Anna went to her grandmother's house to sort through her belongings. In the attic, among moldy boxes and cobwebs, she found a carved wooden box. Inside was an antique porcelain doll, with curly blonde hair and a white lace dress that seemed untouched by time. Its eyes were glassy, large and shiny, but there was something about them that made Anna hesitate. They looked alive, following her every move with a disturbing intensity. Alongside the doll was a handwritten letter in Donna Clara's trembling handwriting. Dear Anna, this doll has belonged to our family for generations. Take care of her, for she holds secrets you must uncover. With love, Grandma Clara. Anna shivered as she read those words. She didn't know why, but touching the doll made her uneasy. Still, out of respect for her grandmother, she decided to take it home. After all, it was just a doll, right? Little did she know, that decision would place her at the heart of a nightmare. When she got home, Anna placed the doll on a shelf in the corner of her bedroom. She tried to ignore the feeling of being watched, but those glassy eyes seemed to pierce right through her. That first night, she dreamed about the doll. In the dream, it sat in a rocking chair, its eyes glowing in the dark while whispering words Anna couldn't understand. She woke up gasping, her heart racing, trying to convince herself it was just her imagination. The next morning, something strange happened. The doll was no longer on the shelf. Anna searched the entire room, confused, until she found it in the kitchen, sitting on the table with its eyes fixed on the door. She froze. She was certain she hadn't moved the doll, trying to rationalize. She thought maybe she had been so tired the night before that she brought it there without remembering. But deep down, she knew that didn't make sense. In the days that followed, more inexplicable things began to happen. Keys disappeared and reappeared in random places, like drawers Anna rarely opened. At night, she heard soft footsteps in the hallway, but when she checked, nothing was there. The feeling of unease grew, and Anna began avoiding eye contact with the doll, whose gaze seemed to follow her wherever she went. One afternoon, while working on her laptop, Anna heard a soft scratching sound coming from the bedroom like nails scraping wood. She got up hesitantly and walked over. The doll was on the shelf, but next to it were fresh scratch marks in the wood, as if something had clawed it. Anna felt a lump in her throat. This couldn't be real. One night Anna was woken by a low whisper, coming from the hallway. She turned on the light and went to investigate, but the apartment was empty. The whisper continued, now closer, as if it were coming from inside the room. Trembling, she returned to bed and pulled the blanket up to her chin, trying to ignore the sound. But it didn't stop. It was a childlike voice, barely audible, repeating, Anna, Anna, I'm here. Her heart raced. She turned on the lamp and looked around. The room was empty, except for the doll, now lying on the floor beside the bed. Anna hadn't placed it there. With trembling hands, she picked up the doll and returned it to the shelf. But as she did, she noticed something strange. The doll's eyes seemed to glow faintly, reflecting a light source that didn't exist. That night, Anna barely slept. She decided she needed to understand what was happening. The doll wasn't just an object, something was wrong with it, something beyond her comprehension. The next day, Anna began investigating. She rummaged through her grandmother's belongings and found an old family photo. In the image, her great-grandmaster held a doll identical to the one she now owned. Anna felt a chill. The doll had been in the family far longer than she imagined. Determined to uncover the truth, Anna spent days researching. During a visit to the city library, she found a book on local legends that mentioned a doll named Lilith, passed down through generations in a rural family. The description matched perfectly: porcelain, blonde hair, glass eyes. According to the book, Lilith was cursed, tied to a series of mysterious deaths over the years. Back in her grandmother's attic, Anna found a hidden diary in one of the boxes. It belonged to her great-grandmother, written in 1923. The yellowed pages told a disturbing story. The doll had been a gift from a gypsy woman who had appeared in town decades earlier. The gypsy warned that Lilith housed a vengeful spirit, but the family accepted her anyway, captivated by her beauty. Shortly after, tragedies began to occur. Unexplained accidents, sudden illnesses, premature deaths. The diary mentioned an incident involving Anna's mother as a child. At 7 years old, she nearly drowned in a stream near the family home. The doll had been there, on the riverbank, as if watching. The great-grandmother wrote, "Lilith watches us. She chooses who lives and who dies." Horrified, Anna decided to get rid of the doll. She placed it in a garbage bag and threw it in the building's dumpster. She felt a momentary relief, but the next morning, the doll was back on the shelf, pristine, as if it had never been touched. Anna screamed and threw it against the wall, but the doll remained intact, its eyes fixed on her. Desperate, Anna sought out Dr. Mendez, a paranormal specialist who lived in a nearby town. He was a middle-aged man, with graying hair and a calm demeanor. That contrasted with the dark stories he investigated. Anna brought the doll to him and told him everything: the dreams, the whispers, the unexplained movements. Dr. Mendez examined the doll carefully, frowning as he touched its cold surface. "There's an energy here," he said. "Something powerful and ancient." He performed rituals with candles and incense, but nothing changed. The doll remained motionless, as if mocking them. Dr. Mendez suggested Anna leave the doll in a consecrated place, like a church, and perform a spiritual cleansing at home. Anna followed his advice. She left the doll in an abandoned chapel on the outskirts of town and returned home, burning herbs and reciting prayers. For a day, everything seemed calm, but the next night, when she entered her room, she found the doll back on the shelf, with a barely perceptible smile on its porcelain lips. Anna began having visions. A shadowy figure followed her through the streets, always just out of reach. She heard soft laughter in the wind and felt a weight on her shoulders, as if something were constantly watching her. The doll was destroying her sanity, and she didn't know how to escape. One night, Anna awoke to a loud crash from the living room. Her heart in her throat, she walked out and saw the doll on the couch, holding a kitchen knife in its tiny porcelain hand. Its eyes glowed red, and it seemed larger, more imposing. Anna screamed and ran back to the bedroom, locking the door. She heard slow footsteps approaching. The doorknob turned, and the door began to tremble, as if something were forcing it open. Anna grabbed the phone, but the line was dead. Panic overwhelmed her. Suddenly, the door burst open, and the doll entered, moving grotesquely, like a broken puppet. Its eyes were fixed on Anna, and it lunged, knife raised. In a desperate act, Anna grabbed a crucifix from the nightstand and held it up. "Get away from me," she shouted. The doll froze, hesitated, then collapsed to the floor, motionless. Anna didn't waste time. She grabbed a backpack and fled, running through the dark streets to her best friend Marina's house. Marina took Anna in, alarmed by her condition. After hearing the story, she insisted on helping. The next day, the two returned to Anu's house, armed with flashlights and determination. The doll was still on the bedroom floor, but something had changed. Its eyes looked softer, almost sad. Anna approached and noticed a detail she hadn't seen before: a tiny key sewn into the doll's dress. Carefully, she removed it and found a secret compartment in the doll's back. Inside was a folded letter, written by Donna Clara. The letter read, "My dear Anna, if you're reading this, it means Lilith has fulfilled her purpose. Don't be afraid. I am her, and she is me. When I died, I transferred my spirit into the doll to protect you from a curse that has haunted our family for centuries. An ancestor made a dark pact, and in every generation, one of us must pay the price. I won't let it be you. Trust me." Anna read the words again and again, stunned. The doll wasn't a threat, it was her grandmother, trying to warn her. The strange events had been attempts at communication, distorted by a noosphere. With the truth revealed, Anna felt a weight lift from her shoulders. She thanked Donna Clara's spirit and decided to keep the doll in her home, now as a symbol of protection. The whisper stopped, and the doll's presence became comforting. With the help of Marina and Dr. Mendez, Anna performed a ritual to break the ancestral curse. They burned herbs, recited ancient words, and sealed the cycle of tragedies. Peace returned to her life. Years later, Anna turned her experience into a successful book, a blend of horror and redemption. The doll, Lilith, remained on her shelf, her glass eyes now filled with tenderness. Anna never had nightmares again, and the whispers of the night became a soft lullaby, a reminder of her grandmother's eternal love. The end.